For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
Even though Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez promised to keep things respectful, that didn't last long. Their press conference exploded into chaos as both fighters threw vicious insults, completely abandoning their no trash talk agreement. Fans were shocked, some even questioned if the whole peaceful face-off was just a publicity stunt.
Because we are two fighters.
Yeah, two fighters, but
True fighters.
true, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight. Yeah. We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September.
Both fighters tossed respect out the window and went after each other like bitter rivals, trading insults like they were facing their worst enemy. They didn't hold back mocking, trolling, and crossing lines. And while they both got dirty, fans think they know exactly who lit the fuse first.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't look different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
you know it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Gonna see.
Billed as the fight of the century, Canelo Alvarez made it clear he doesn't expect it to be close. With American star Terence Crawford jumping up from light middleweight, Canelo brushed off the hype. He had once downplayed the entire matchup, claiming there was nothing in it for him, especially against a guy who started his career at lightweight. When reporters pressed the Mexican legend about how a loss to a two-time undisputed champion like Crawford might tarnish his legacy, Canelo, cool as ever, at 34, didn't flinch. "He's not going to beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not going to beat me," he said confidently. "I think this fight will go down in boxing history, for sure."
Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
"He's not Canelo. I have the experience," Alvarez said at a news conference. "They only focus on my power, but I have more than that. This fight is going to be one of the best fights on my record." Alvarez, 34, may be the younger man by 3 years, but having made his professional debut, age 15, and with 11 world titles, 27 world title fights, and 67 bouts in total under his belt, the Mexican has been cast as the man to pass the torch to Crawford. "He's not going to beat me. Don't worry about it," Alvarez answered at one stage, which drew a laugh and a smile from Crawford, who replied, "For sure, these belts are coming home with me."
Streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different. No, it's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
There may be 26 fights between them, but Crawford's resume is the stuff of legends, with 19 straight world title bouts and 2 undisputed championships in different weight classes. He's already in rare company. Now, he's chasing history to become the first male fighter to be undisputed in 3 weight divisions. In a classy nod, he credited fellow American Claressa Shields, who's already achieved that feat in women's boxing. "I'm taking those belts," Crawford warned, "and there's nothing you can do about it. Come fight night, you'll see I am not like the others." But Canelo wasn't having it. With world titles from 154 to 175 pounds, he fired back coldly. "You don't look different. Nothing different." He called himself a proven winner and dismissed the idea that Crawford brought anything new to the table. Crawford stood his ground, staring Canelo down. "I'm different. You'll see."
However I gotta fight, I'ma win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I could tell you that. but I will be, doing a lot of touching.
Give me ground. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's no Canelo.
Canelo Alvarez turned pro at just 15 years old back in 2005, while Terence Crawford made his debut at 20 in 2008. Now, Crawford, publicly backed by Turkey, Alashik, says this is the fight he's been chasing for years. I called out Canelo. He's the last great fighter from that golden era. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya. We both came up in that time, but he got to face the legends. I never got those mega fights. This is my moment. This is my legacy. Crawford hasn't fought since August, when he dominated Israel Madrimov to win the WBA light middleweight title. Meanwhile, Canelo returned to form in May, reclaiming his undisputed super middleweight crown with a win over William Skull in Riyadh.
I'm very excited, motivated, because this is all about. I want to make history, and I'm very excited for this fight. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be
now, Canelo is headlining on Netflix in a blockbuster event at the Las Vegas Raiders, €1 billion, 65,000-seat stadium, facing off against Crawford in what's being called the fight of the decade. But Crawford isn't just confident, he's defiant. Come on, man, you know what I do, Crawford said. I don't need to talk about it. In the streets, me against anybody. I'm never gonna say another man can beat me. That's your answer right there. Canelo, cool and composed, fired back. We're not talking about the streets. This is boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
After the tense exchange, press conference host Todd Grisham asked both fighters about their mindset heading into the mega fight. Crawford kept it cool but focused, saying he's not wasting energy worrying about the judges. I can't focus. On the scorecards, Crawford said, I've just got to control what I can control, go in there and win decisively. He didn't shy away from the challenge either. Like I said before, any fighter can be knocked out. Canelo's got a granite chin, no doubt. He's tough, he's durable. We've seen him hurt before but never broken. Still, under the right circumstances, anyone can go down. Then came the statement that turned heads. I always rise on the big stage. My whole career, I've stepped up. This is my moment, and I'm not letting Canelo take that from me. Simple as that. With Crawford jumping up to weight classes, Canelo knows exactly what kind of risk Crawford is taking and what kind of war is coming.
I would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
But Canelo Alvarez isn't fazed by the size difference. In fact, the Mexican superstar has already proven he can dominate even when he's the smaller man in the ring. And he's not worried about Crawford's physical advantages ahead of their September 13th clash. I've been in his shoes before, Canelo said. I'm not thinking about size. I just focus on doing my job, taking every opponent seriously, and preparing like I always do whether they're bigger or smaller. Confident as ever, he added, I'm a winner. I always think about winning. That's my mindset, and I'm coming to win, period. He also took a moment to thank those behind the scenes. I'm very thankful to Netflix, to Turkey, and everyone involved in making this fight happen. For me, it's about making history, and I'm proud to be part of it.
When would you say, from memory, that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, sizing him up, like, all right, how tall is he? How long his arms and things like that, just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that. And
With the stage now set for their epic showdown, both fighters closed the press conference by delivering heartfelt messages to their fan bases. They know I always come to fight. I always give my best, said Canelo. I just want to thank them for all the support, and I hope they'll be watching, or right there in the arena, cheering me on and celebrating the victory. Crawford, on the other hand, called on his supporters to show up in full force and full style. He urged his fans from Omaha, Nebraska to make the journey to Las Vegas dressed to impress, ready to witness history. I'm coming to make history, Bud declared. I'm coming to take down Canelo and add one more legendary moment to my
Canelo's
career.
not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the Skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of